Hello everybody and welcome where I am playing the Darkest Dungeon board game solo to learn and also because, well, I like Darkest Dungeon and I want to play the board game. This was sent to us by a fan. Huge thank you to that fan for sending this game. I'm very excited to try it out. The rules look pretty fun. It is a mammoth of a setup. As you can see, I'm like surrounded in game. But why don't we dive in? And I'm going to start by showcasing kind of like, this is going to be like a learn to play while also playing, so it should be fun. But I'm going to start by showing everyone the team comp that we're doing. So this is like a campaign mode where your goal is to, you have to complete 2 quests, then you face a boss. Here, let me get the nice splash image back up. You have to complete 2 quests, then defeat a boss, then complete 2 quests, defeat a boss, complete 2 quests, defeat a boss, and then you get to face the Darkest Dungeon itself. And at any point you lose all of your potential heroes, or you get defeated on a boss quest, your campaign is over. So we're here starting on our first one, which actually has, so our first one is the Necromancer. Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat? So this is going to be our first boss. We're going to have to do 2 quests before we can fight the first boss, so we ain't even fighting him today. However, the Necromancer is going to have some challenges that's going to like be slowing us down the whole time. So in a dungeon, after a battle, we're going to remove any unholy monsters permanently from the game, and notably, the graveyard is going to be blocked when we come back to the hamlet. So that's kind of like what the Necromancer is going to be doing to us throughout the entirety of this, these first 3 stories. So I want to know that I'll just say right now, I'm probably going to mess up. I'm probably going to mess up on forgetting one of those, so hopefully let's not. Let's burn it into our brain. After battles, remove any unholy monsters from the game, which means we will not see them again for the remainder of the dungeons, essentially, which seems kind of neat. Okay, let's talk about our team. So I want a pretty straightforward team. I have the Crusader, otherwise known as James. That's what I named James after in all my games. For the abilities that I chose for James, we have Stunning Blow, we have Smite, and we have Inspiring Cry. So you get to choose 3 abilities of the 7, but you can switch them between quests without any penalty. However, we also will be able to upgrade those as we go. My second character that I chose for my starting party is none other than the Bounty Hunter, otherwise known as Bryn. I always name this one Bryn in my games because this is Bryn. So for the Bounty Hunter, I chose Finish Him. We chose Mark for Death, and we have Uppercut. So these are broken down, if we can look at them. In the top right is the positions that the character can be in order to activate those abilities, kind of just like in Darkest Dungeon. And then in the leftmost, we have the range, then the crit damage. So if we roll a 1 when we attack, we deal the crit damage instead, and the accuracy, which determines the attack. In the bottom card, you can see on the bottom left, it shows the what happens when you do that card. So on the self, on the Mark for Death, we buff up Bryn, and we also mark the target on the right side, which does it to your target. And then otherwise, most of the symbology for it stays relatively the same. Next character we got is the Highwayman, otherwise known as Mike. This is always Mike. So Mike has 1 dodge, 12 HP, and 2 movement. He's also resistant to stun, which means he gets 1 less of that whenever he gets the thing. Notably, every hero, except for our last one, had a resistance to stun. So we have Tracking Shot, Pistol Shot, and Open Vein here for Mike's move options. I'm really excited to see how this goes in combat. It should be a fun time. Our last character in our party is the Vestal, otherwise known as my wonderful wife, Julie. Notably, they each have a Hamlet action as well, but we're not going to worry about that till if we get to that, rather. I don't know if we're going to. And then for the abilities here, we got Judgment, Dazzling Light, and Divine Grace. So we have some healing, we have some damage, and we actually also have some stun and some torch increase as well. Because if there's one thing I love in Darkest Dungeon, it's making sure my torch is high. I'm a coward. Our first quest is Scout Ahead. So the estate has remained secret for far too long, thus it was the rightful owner's decision to send you on a mission to scout ahead. Who know what horrors lurked in the shadows, though. So, we get 1 experience for every 2 rooms cleared. We also have, notably, those are the bottom room types on the bottom. So we have 2 empty rooms, 1 dark room, 2 curio rooms, 2 battle rooms, and 1 trap room. 6 of those rooms can be cleared, which means that we have 3 XP that we are going to be able to spend. It should be a fun time. So, I actually have set up most of this. Most of this has been set up, and this is our dungeon. However, before we get to the dungeon, we actually need to roll our provision dice. So we have 2 dice per investigator, and let's give them a roll. Determine our starting provisions. So we have 2 torches. So what the torch does, here, I can get it on this one. So these are all the things we can get in provision. So torch increases the light or ignores negative effects of curios. Food staves hunger and also cures, does 1 healing. The tool, the shovel, if you will, ignores a trap or a rubble if we get any of them on the room or on our exploration dice. The bandages is heal or remove a blight. Potion is remove a stress or remove blight. Sorry, did I say bandages heal or remove bleed? And the DD is wild. Turn to any side that you want. So notably, we have 1 food, 1 shovel, 1 potion, oopsie, that was a food, and 2 torches. And then we have 3 DDs, otherwise known as Darkest Dungeons. And these allow us to choose what we want to use. So if I remember correctly, there's not too much blight. The game, it actually seems pretty 1-to-1 with the video game. So I'm actually not, oh, we already have a potion. We don't need another one, but I do want some bandages. So we are going to grab a bandage, for sure. Probably we want 1 more food. And I think, realistically, I don't know if we need another torch because we have it in battle. So I'm going to take another shovel, and these are going to be our provisions. So we just have these. These are now ours. So I'm just going to kind of like put them over here. Okay. So now we go to this part of it. So, the game is broken into 3 phases, but 2 of them exist in the dungeon as part of the game. So, we now can scout, or we can just explore blindly. I think I am going to scout. I just want to look exactly what happens when you scout. So by scouting, the players can reveal the rooms adjacent to the one they're in. We have a great spot to scout here. So each player takes a stress. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, so everyone has taken 1 stress, 1 of 10. And then we reveal all adjacent rooms. So we have a curio room, we have a dark room, ay caramba. We have an empty room, and we have a battle. Okay, so we could pretty much go around like this and get back to the center. We could do something like that. That sounds kind of fun. And then this is an empty room. So then the rooms we have left to find, we have 1 curio room, 1 battle, 1 trap, and then 1 blind. So 1 curio, 1 battle, 1 trap, 1 blind. So, or empty, rather. So yeah, okay. Well, we're going to explore. So because we scouted, we actually only have to roll 1 bad die here. So only 1 per hero. And this is the bad stuff. So this is the exploration. So we're going to roll starting from our Crusader down. So the Crusader has rolled that, which is a rubble. Consume a tool or suffer 1 wound per dungeon level and +1 stress. We have the shovels, so we might as well use them, right? So we'll use a shovel. We'll now go to the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter has drawn a Curio card. Okay. So this is the Sarcophagus. An ornate ornament left slightly ajar. A pouch of gold is stashed inside. As you eagerly remove it, you sting yourself on some concealed needles. The wound itches and fever sets in. So we get, I wonder, can I use it? Do I have to use it now? No, so I have to use the torch before I draw the card. Okay. So the Bounty Hunter is going to get 1 stress. Move it up to 2. It's also going to get 3 bleeding. Or sorry, 1 bleed for 3 turns. Off to a great start. Off to a great start here. We also get a disease, which is going to be a tapeworm. So whenever we get the hunger, we also get 1 bleed for 4 turns. Sounds absolutely perfect. Okay. But then we also get 10 gold. So, you know, there's the good and there's the bad. We have to look at all of that. Okay, so then this can get discarded. All right, we're going to go to the Highwayman, who got nothing. Perfect. And then the Vestal, which is a trap. Consume a tool to ignore it or roll an attack against you. An accuracy 8. Dungeon level. So we got a, if it rolls an 8, we're going to take 2 damage. An 8 or lower, if it rolls a 2 or lower, we're going to take 4. So we will take 2 damage as the Vestal. Okay, but on the plus side, we move into this room, which is going to trigger a battle. All right. So now we got a bunch of setup time that we're going to do. We're going to have to set up a bunch of stuff. But I can just move all of this. Okay. So, what we do is we reveal a card from this deck. So, from what I gather, the battling is where the majority of things are going to take place. So, we have the Invocation Chamber. Oh! Oh no! See, I have there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I need to keep track of. None of those, though. Alright, so we're looking for room 8, which I'm going to imagine is on the opposite side of 9. Alright, well that's the one we want. But I gotta put these in a better place, as we have just recently learned. Alright, these ones we actually don't need. Okay. So, we have this one. The Invocation Chamber. So here's our battle map. The Invokers. So we have these spaces have effects. The last monster each round always moves towards area attack instead of following step 3 of the monster turn. Great question. What is step 3 of the monster turn? Interesting. So the last monster each round always moves towards area instead of following the things. They're going to move here. Step 3 is check range. If any monster is here at the end of the round, all heroes are going to suffer 2 stress. Ay caramba. Alright, well anyways, you can see that there's little spots to show where everyone starts, but actually our entire team is going to start in this area. But now we got to spawn some monsters, so why don't we get that going, and let's see where everybody is going to be. And let me get them on camera for you, so you can kind of see who we're dealing with. So give those a nice shuffle. Alright. So it's the last monster each round does that. Only the last monster, okay. So our first one, we actually got the Brigand Bloodletter. So this guy is actually huge. So he's going to take up 2 spots on the board, and he, on the turn thing, and he is going to spawn in this location. So he's going to kind of run interference right here. We're then going to get some more enemies. which are going to be the Bone Defender. So we got a bunch of tanks, is what we're learning today. So the Bone Defender is going to go there on the map. And then our last enemy is none other than a Bone Courtier. Quarter. How do you pronounce that? I don't even know how you pronounce that word off the top of my head right now. Courtier. And he's going to go there. So you can kind of see that this is how things look for the battle. Okay. All right. So now we get to do the battle part of the game. So I'm going to shuffle up the initiative deck. So we take 3 monster cards, because there's only 3 monsters, and 4 hero cards. All right. So we're going to see how this all goes, shall we? So it looks like we can actually move around. I also just have to look up the keyword for large monster. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. So he doesn't take up more space, but he prioritizes space. Okay. So we're going to reveal the top card of the deck, and we're going to start doing some stuff. So we actually have a hero. So the heroes are going to go first, and you always go from frontmost to backmost. So we're going to have our good old Crusader go first. And what he is going to do is he is going to move into this location. So let me just talk through a round structure. So a turn structure. So what a hero does is they get to start a turn effect. So that's going to be like bleeding once we come to the bounty hunter. And then they perform actions, which are move, interact with environment, change stance, or use skill. So moving is moving. You can move up to your speed. Our speed is 1. We get to interact with environment, which is nothing here. We don't even have a treasure chest, do we? Oh, we do. We have a treasure chest here. And we have a treasure chest here. We spend the action to interact with that. We can change stance, which is like basically swapping positions in the attack row. And then we can use a skill, which is one of our skills. So we're going to move here, and then we're going to try a stunning blow against this guy, which means we need to roll a 9 or lower to deal 4 damage and stun him for a turn. Oh, he is immune to stun, so maybe we don't do that. So I guess we just attack this guy, right? We're just going to do a smite, attack for 9. So he's resistance to push, and he also is immune to stun. Okay. So we're going to go 9. We're going to a smite, and we're attacking here for 9. Cool. So we got 5, which means we're going to deal 7 damage to this guy, because we hit. All right, and this guy has 24 health, but no toughness. No toughness. Unlike this Bone Defender, who actually does have built-in toughness. So we moved there, and we gave this guy a smite. Okay, so that turn is done. We now go to the next one, which is going to be an enemy, which is the Brigand Bloodletter. So he is in these 2 spots. So we're going to roll a die to see what he does. He rolled a 7, so he's going to do number 2, which is punishment. So he's going to attack our guy for 3 damage. If he rolls a 9 or higher. Oh, sorry, a 9 or lower. So if he rolls a 10, he's going to miss. If he rolls a 1, it's a crit. He rolled a 3, so we're going to take 3 damage over here. Probably going to transition to dice in the near future. It'll probably just be easier. So we're going to take 3 damage on the Crusader. We have 14 health left, but notably, we also are bleeding 2 for 2 turns, which is painful, but then we also get +1 stress. Okay. Who is next? It's going to be a hero, which is the Bounty Hunter. So the first thing we do is we take 1 damage from the bleed, which then goes away. 1 of the stacks of bleed goes away. Okay. So we could... So what does Marked do? So Marked is character targeting gets +1 AC. This guy has no dodge, so he's not really a problem. He has a lot of health. So I suppose the finish him is just like the way to go. Ooh. Okay, I think we're gonna mark. No, but we want to move in here. This guy's a tank, so he's gonna move in here still. And then I think what we're gonna do is we are going to, if we push him, is that a good thing? So this guy right now is going to be doing, all right, so he's actually going to be moving, which is kind of nice. He's going to push that back. So we actually want to leave him here. So we're actually just going to do finish him. We're going to attack him, accuracy of 9. So we need to roll a 9 or lower. We rolled a 5. So we're going to deal 6 damage to that guy. He's getting punched. He's definitely getting punched. He has 13 of 24 damage on him. So we have half of his damage on him, which is really nice. We're then going to go to the next draw, which is, of course, an enemy. So we have the Bone Defender. So what the Bone Defender is going to do is, let's go through this. All right. So check what skill. So he is using the Clumsy Axe Blade because he is in the range position and he wants to be in the front line. So the Clumsy Axe Blade is check target. So the target is gonna be... Oh, I think I might have messed up because the range is 1 for that punishment. He actually should have moved out of that location first and then attacked. Interesting. Because then he could have moved here, but then our bounty hunter could have still moved in there to hit him. Okay, I think that's all fine. I think that's all good. We just have to adjust that a little bit. Okay, so we need to be more conscious about the range. So Clumsy Axe Blade is furthest hero. So furthest is just this one over there. So he's going to target him. His move, notably this has a range of 1. So his move is only 1. So he moves in here. Furthest hero, but then does he just not attack? What they'll use, okay. Pick the target as indicated on the monster card. As always, if more than one character qualifies as target, prioritized by stance. So targets the hero that is in the farthest area. So that will be this guy, because he is the higher stance than her. Targets the area with the most, their target priorities unique to some monsters. Alright, it just skips the rest of its turn. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's see what's next. We have the Highwayman. So notably, you can see these little dots here. This shows how many figures can be on that space at a time. So the Highwayman has a pistol shot, which is really nice. But I think, so this guy also has some range, does he? No, we don't have any range, so we actually don't want to move in. So what we can do is we can come here, and we can shoot our pistol in with an accuracy of 9, so we need to roll a 9 or lower. I've somehow lost... Oh, here it is. So I have to roll a 9 or lower, a crit on 1. Alright, so we rolled the 9, because once again, this guy has no dodge. So we'll just deal him 5 damage. So this guy now has 15, 18, so this guy has 6 HP left. Alright, who's next? It's the monster. So this guy just is going to move into here. So first he determines his target. So this guy's in the back, so he's going to do Tempting Goblet, most stressed at a range of 2. So currently that'll be him. There is no explosive thing in his area, so he's actually just going to move in here. because of the whole rider of the 3 on the card, which is somewhere on this table that is now vanished. There is a lot of stuff. We can find it. It's somewhere. Did I already put it away? Ah, yes, I did. Okay. The last monster round always moves towards area 3 instead of following step 3. So there's no most stress because this one's over there. So then I'm going to assume because the range is 2, he's not able to hit that. Because the range is absolute in this game, from the sounds of it. So we just run like that, and then this one goes here, which is going to be the Vestal. The Vestal is going to move into combat over here. And how does Torchlight go down? Torch. Give me the torch, 12. So it can light up. Nope, that's just what that means. As I said, this is kind of like a learning in as it goes. End of the round. Let's look at end of the round. Oh yeah, I suppose we actually have one built-in dodge as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at where this torch is. We'll find it. I promise we'll find it. Torch. Light can increase or decrease in various ways, for example, from exploration hazards or entering dark rooms. Okay. So it doesn't go down on its own. It's not like the game. Okay, so then we probably don't want to use Dazzling Light, but we do want to kill this guy, but we do have a good chance of going first. Does anyone need healing? We could heal... Oh, I guess we could do Judgment. You know what? We're going to do Judgment, because Judgment attacks for 4. We can hit him to put some damage on him. And then we also get a heal 2 on ourselves, which I think is pretty alright. So we're going to go... We need to roll a 12. So we need to roll a 9 or lower. We rolled a 10, so we actually whiff. Okay, we actually whiff on that. Ay caramba. Alright, so now end of the round. This goes over. You only have 4 rounds to defeat the enemies. If you do not defeat them in 4 rounds, you lose. Well, you don't lose. You actually retreat and you have to do a whole other combat encounter again. So in a perfect world, you just don't. Don't do that. We also each get 2 stress because of the Invocation Chamber. So, you know, that's good. That's exactly what we want to see. If there's one thing I know about Darkest Dungeon is that stress is just a nice, normal, good thing. All right, let's see what we got. We have an enemy. So this guy is going to roll the die. 8, which is going to be punishment. So closest. So he can move in here and attack him at 8. So he needs to roll an 8 or lower. He rolled a 2. So we're going to take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to get 2 stacks of bleed 2 and +1 stress. You love to see it. You absolutely just love to see. First combat, already over halfway through our stress. It's golden. Oh no, another monster. So the Bone Defender, he is going to still be in this position, so he's actually going to do the furthest. So the furthest one is over here. So he actually can attack, he's going to be attacking the Crusader. So he needs to roll a 4 or lower to hit. He misses, so then nothing happens. That's great. Next up is another enemy. So this guy's going to move here. Most stressed is not in range, so we're okay. We're okay. All right, well now on the plus side, we know we get 4 hero turns in a row. All right, so this guy needs 6 damage on him. We do have a smite that deals 6, so we're gonna go on accuracy for 9. All right, ooh, that's not a crit. That's not a crit because we need to roll a 0, which you can't do on a 10-sided die. This guy is dead though, which is super awesome. So he is dead. Notably, they don't drop any juicy goodies. He's just gone to a better place, otherwise known as the graveyard. And then we actually have to remove him from the game because he is unholy. He is not holy. Well, he's not unholy. Okay. So then what happens is this guy gets killed as well. So he is actually taken off of this, and then these two slide up to the front, which is actually not bad, which is actually not a bad thing, because now, like, while the Bone Defender is in range, nobody else is. I think the last thing we're going to... Oh, sorry, we also have to take 2 damage at the start of our turn because of the bleed. But on the plus side, bleed is now gone. Well, sorry, it's half gone, but it will be gone soon. But the bleed causer is gone from this combat, which is super nice. Okay. We have 1 action left with this guy, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do an Inspiring Cry on myself, which is going to heal 1, reduce my stress by 1, and put the torch up 1. All right, good job. Next up is going to be the Bounty Hunter, who is in the thick of it right now. How are these guys? Neither of them are immune to stun. Let's go. So we're going to uppercut this guy, I think. We also could kill the bone guy. Yeah, let's uppercut this guy. We're going to uppercut the goblet man. So we need to roll a 9 or lower. We did roll a 9. Oh no, so this guy's dodge. So we can't use that attack again, unfortunately. So we're going to then just... So what does Mark do? Gets +1 accuracy. Also buffs, gain +1 crit. Yeah, we're going to mark this guy. We're going to do mark for death. So we need to roll a 10 or lower. We rolled a 4. So we're going to buff ourselves for 2 turns. Which means, so buff is you get +1 to crit per stack, which is kind of sick. Oh, sorry, we also take 3 damage. Hi, caramba. 2, 3, 4, so we go to 7. And then these go down. Okay, so, and then we mark this guy. Mark him for 3 turns, and we also debuff him. So with a debuff, we get +1 to all crits made against him. So that's on the Bone Defender. Which is unfortunately no easy way. There's a lot of information on these cards that's relevant. It's hard to cover it with things. But that deals no damage. However, we got Pistol Shot. So we're going to attack this guy. Oh no, so first we're actually going to do Tracking Shot. We're going to do a Tracking Shot on the Goblet guy. So we need to roll a 9 or higher. 9 or lower. 9 or lower. We hit. It's not a crit, but we are going to be buffing ourselves for 3 turns. And then we're going to deal 2 damage to the Goblet guy. So he's going to take 2. What we then do is we're going to do Pistol Shot against him. So we actually have a crit of 3. So we crit on a 3 or lower. And we also hit on a 10 or lower. So we crit on a 3 or lower. We hit on the 10 though. So we actually are going to deal 7 damage. But he's marked, so he's only going to take 4. Sorry, he has toughness built in, so he's only taking 4 damage. Perfect. Okay. We then go to our last one, which is the Vestal, who I think is going to do some healing. Who is the most? We're going to heal the Bounty Hunter at a range of 0 to 1. So we crit on a 3 or lower. Oh! Alright, so crit. Good things happen on a crit. Let's go look it up. We do crit. Whenever they suffer a critical hit... Whenever a hero causes a critical hit, that hero and all other heroes in the same area recover 1 stress. So the Vestal's going to recover a stress, the the Highwayman, and this guy's going to recover a stress. The Bounty Hunter doesn't, but the Bounty Hunter does heal 5, which is really nice. We then, I think, are going to do Dazzling Light on this guy. We have to roll on 8 or lower. But this is going to be a stun if it hits. It's a 1, which is another crit, which is going to lower him, and there. Let's go. Let's go. It has the same height that Darkest Dungeon has when you hit a crit. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to deal 4 damage to that guy. Sorry, you should have had that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And notably, he is also stunned. Shing! The noise that makes when you stun a character. Okay. That'll be end of round, though. Those both have range of... Yep, those are good. So we're going to go to round 3. Okay, so we only have 2 enemies now. So just like in Darkest Dungeon, getting rid of enemies is a good thing. You kind of just love to see it. Just going to give this a nice big shuffle. Oh, yes, we also get 1, 2 stress, 1, 2 stress, 1, 2. The Bounty Hunter needs some help. The Bounty Hunter might get an inspiring cry from the Crusader, depending on how things go. All right, first one is Hero. So we're actually going to have the Crusader is going to move in here. And then I think the Crusader is going to do an inspiring cry. So we're going to heal him for 1. We're going to reduce the stress by 1 because he's not having a good time. I know that kind of like it doesn't really progress the game, but we are looking like the Bone Courtier is not attacking, and the other guy is nearing death. So we also take 2 damage at the start of our turn. But our bleed is done. Okay, so we're at 6 damage over here. Bounty Hunter's down to 1, though, which is really nice. Next card is going to be the Bounty Hunter. Okay. So we take 3, and our buff goes down a bit. So we take 3 damage. But the bleed is done. We survived it. It did hurt us a lot, but we did survive it. But we are going to do... So I think we actually start with, so how much does this guy have? This guy has 6 health, which means he deal essentially 12, because he takes half from each attack. We could stun him, give us a whole other turn. Does push also move them out of locations? Let's look at that. So move the target closer or away from the user by X areas. In addition, move... Yeah, okay, so we're going to do uppercut. We're going to uppercut him. So we hit on 9 or lower. He is marked, so it is a 10 or lower. We also succeed on... We crit on a 2 or lower. That's great. So that's going to bring our stress down over here. And we're going to deal this guy 3 damage. Because it's half rounded up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is going to go like that. And we're also going to stun him. And we're actually going to push him in here, which is then going to swing these guys around. So now both enemies are stunned. You love to see it. And we have 1 action remaining. Ooh, we can try to finish him. We also can finish this guy. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to swing at him. We're going to finish him. We hit on... He's not marked, so we only hit on 8. But it's +2. It's 8 damage against stunned. We do hit him. All right, this guy is dead. Oh, sorry, no, this guy lives. So he took 4, then 3, so he's at 7. This guy's dead, the bone. Which is actually really important, because that means that no one is in the... There's nobody within the stress zones, which is nice, because then we can kind of like try to coop up some resources. We can try to grab some more resources, or alternatively just like put some damage on, and then we're pretty successful to get him next turn. All right, who's up next? It is the monster, but he is stunned, so that just, he skips his entire turn. You love to see it. You love to see it. All right. We're now going to go to the next one, which is the Highwayman. He does lose his debuff, 1 debuff and 1 mark, though. Okay. So let's say we go 1, 2, because our speed is 2, and then we open up the treasure chest, which is a symbol I do not recognize. Which is a symbol I do not know what it means. Roll a provision die, okay. We have bandages, which is good if we ever bleed again, which we probably will, knowing this game. All right, and then we go next card, which is a monster that's not here. Then we go to the Vestal, who is going to move in here and then heal the Crusader. That's another crit. Oh, let's go. And it'll heal him for 5. So sick. Okay. This is the last round. We need to be able to kill this guy. It would be really unfortunate if we whiffed a bunch, so we're going to see how this goes. All right. First one here is going to be the Crusader. The Crusader is going to move in here, and we're going to smite this guy for 10. Crits on a 1. Roll that again. That's a bit not. And 5. So we're going to deal 8 damage, which is 4, which is enough to kill him. Okay. So we could have got the other treasure chest, but I do think that I would rather just walk away with a win in the combat. All right, so we definitely picked up the pace later into it, and now there's less. Now we'll be able to just dive in and keep it going. So notably, everybody keeps all their perks and stuff, as far as I know. We'll just give a good check at battle end. Stack, leave all looted chests and discard. Nice, okay. So here, let's just bring all of these guys back and reconstruct the monster deck. Okay. So these guys get shuffled back in, but notably the big guy doesn't, which is actually like a positive. It is a positive. I'm certainly not upset by it. And we're going to go into dungeon mode again. So we could scout. We could scout. So we have a trap room, a curio room, and another battle room. I think we're just going to... So what's our stress at? Our stress is not low. It's somewhat low for the group. So I definitely should use the torches on curios, is what I'm gathering. We're going to have to draw 2. I think I am going to scout. I'm just a little bit scared. I'm scared of exploration right now. I want to play on easy mode. We have a battle room and a trap room. Okay, so we're not going north. We are going south, though. Because, like, maybe we go, like, here, 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 here. And then that allows us to, like, potentially... Because then we just have a battle room and an empty room. And then we get... I mean, realistically, we can actually stop... We're going to see how it goes. We'll see how it goes after here. But we are going to move down into that next battle room. So let me just strike this. Move that over here. Okay. Well, let us roll our dice. So the Crusader got nothing. Good job. Bounty Hunter got nothing. Nice job. Highwayman? That is hunger, I think. No, that's rubble. So I guess we're going to consume... Actually, I think we're actually okay. No, we're going to consume the tool because she is fine to take some damage and some stress. All right, so we're going to consume a torch or gain +2 stress. So we're going to consume a torch. Okay. That's Darkest Dungeon, baby. But we're in a battle. So we actually don't clear it until we're through. So let's see what our room is, shall we? Am I going to mulligan if I get the same room? Probably just for variety. We don't. We have the Healing Fountain, which sounds pretty good, IMO. IMO, I think a Healing Fountain sounds like a good place to be. So that is room 3. What's this one? Okay. So the Healing Fountain has a green. Healing Waters. Heroes ending their turn here. Heal 3. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Okay, so this guy's here. Bounty Hunter's there. Highwayman's here. She is there. All right, let's see our monsters. Right? Let's see who we got. Notably, there's no more big monsters. Which means that they're going to get 4 actions to 4 actions now. Alright. First one is a Bone Rabble. So he's an unholy that's going to spawn in the front, and he has a club. So he's going to spawn here. So this guy is bumping the night. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. Alright, we got the Brigand Fusilier. So this guy is going to be in the back, and he has a gun. So he's going to go in the support one. Notably, he has an attack that hits everybody. The Maggot. These guys are small, and they spawn in the front. They're cute, though. Kind of cute. And then our last one is going to be a Cultist Acolyte, who's going to spawn in the back. So notably, we're actually going to be killing 3 cards from the pool here. I do gotta get, it is quite impressive how they've hit so many of these the actual like good team comp for this kind of stuff. Okay. Well, this is gonna be fun. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Just gonna shuffle up some cards and go back to round 1. And we're going to... Sorry. Oh, I'm shuffling these upside... Am I shuffling these upside down? I was. Alright. Enemy. Alright, so we have the Bone Rabble. So the Bone Rabble has a move of 1. He is in the front, so he's just doing 1. So he's just going to move to the closest, which he actually can't get to anybody, so his turn just ends there. But he just has Bump in the Night. Number 2 is going to be the Crusader. So the Crusader also only has 1 movement, and his range is kind of poopy. Is it crazy for us to fight in the Healing Fountain? Because we could just go like... Oh, no, he's here. No, he can move here. Sorry, this one's him. And then we're going to attack this guy. This guy is unholy because he's a skeleton, so we're going to attack him. We have an accuracy of 9. He has a dodge of 0. So we just really need to roll a 9 or lower, and then we're going to deal 9 damage to him. 5 is good. That actually kills the guy. He only has 6 health, so that deals 8 damage to him. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. And that moves everybody else up. You'll love to see it. Good job! Good job, my Crusader friend. All right, who's next? It's the bad guys. So this is the Maggot. The Maggot only has 1 attack, which is called Grave Nibble. So he moves once towards the closest hero, and then he attacks the Bounty Hunter. So it's going to be +1 stress if he hits. So +1 stress, stun for 1 turn, and a disease. So this is going to be an attack. He needs to roll a 6 or lower. 5 does hit, so we're going to take 3 damage, which is going to put us to 7. But notably, that is going to put our stress up by 1. It's going to stun us for a turn. Stun doesn't hit heroes as much as it hits other guys. And then our Bounty Hunter's diseased. Whenever his resolve is tested, it's -1 virtue chance. So luckily we don't have to worry about that right now, but that guy is done. We now go to the Bounty Hunter himself, who, when he's stunned, he gets 1 less action. Megan has 6 health, so I think we just try to kill him. Megan has 0 dodge, so we just have to roll a 9 or lower on this. Our buff is gone too, by the way. Nice. Maggot will die. Maggot's not unholy. Maggot is not unholy. But the Maggot only has 6 health, and we deal 6 with that. Nice. Alright, and the finish him has 0 to 1 range, so we're clear. Okay. These guys then get bumped forward, which is really nice, because it actually makes the Cultist Acolyte a bit weaker as well. Okay. Who's next? The Cultist Acolyte. So the Cultist Acolyte is in the front, so we're going to roll. Roll to 4, so it's going to do Stressful Incantation. Most stressed hero, which happens to be the Bounty Hunter. So the Cultist is going to go 1, 2. Sorry. Oh no. Did I do this wrong? No. The Maggot was there. The Maggot was there. 1, 2, and then it's going to do Stressful Incantation against him. It hits on an 8 or lower. It hits. No crit. It's going to deal only 1 damage, but it is going to put our stress up, and it's going to lower our torch by 1. So now monsters and heroes get +1 crit. A little bit spooky. Sorry, I saw the second card. Which is even spookier when we have a bad guy here. So notably, this guy is in the shield, so he's going to do number 1. So Blanket Fire. The most crowded space is over here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh no, but he can go 1, 2 to actually hit it, because of range of 2. So he's just going to do Blanket 1 over here. So this guy, it's a 6. 6 over here. So he needs to roll a 6 or lower. 6 or lower. Whew. That's a crit. Alright, so then we each get a stress up over here. Oh my god, I'm so stressed. But then we each take 4 damage and we're each buffed down by 2. Oh, we're debuffed for 2 turns. We each take 4 damage. Ay caramba. That doesn't kill him, but it certainly does not make him stronger. It certainly does not make him stronger. Alright, Vessel, you ready to do some healing? Because we're going to need it. On the plus side, they're done, and now we have some Highwayman action. So Highwayman loses one of his buffs, and then he is going to... I think he's going to move 2 into here. And then we're going to do a pistol shot against you. We have an accuracy of 9, 8, and a crit of 2. Oh, baby, we hit! We hit with a crit. Let's go. Alright, so that means we deal 9 damage, which actually just kills it outright. And then you are not unholy, so you're gone. Good shot, good shot. That's a good crit. Okay, and we go to the Vestal, who's going to go... Oh, sorry, you end your turn here and heal too. The Vestal is going to go 1... Oh, we only have a range of 1, huh? 1, 2. I guess we're going to move in here to heal him next turn. Now what you want to be doing... What's the best use of our turn at the Vestal? Oh, by the way, do we have a treasure chest anywhere? Probably not, because this whole thing is positive. Okay, so what does the Vestal do? Yeah, I think the Vestal's going to move in here. I mean, then I might as well Divine Grace you, right? Alright, sorry. So that's a 5. Doesn't crit, but it's going to just heal that. And then we heal 2 here. Okay. So I think we do kind of want to hunker down here. It's only round 2. And we get 4 actions for the enemy's 1, so I think we want to do some healing on this Bounty Hunter. We definitely want to move the Bounty Hunter at least into the center area. Let's see what's going on. Ha! The monster's going first. So he is in this spot, so he's going to do a rushed shot. So closest is going to be him. He's going to move in here. And then he's going to attack... And he has a 5 accuracy. He did hit it. Alright, so we actually are at full HP here now. We're actually... So, we have now entered Death's Door. Ring, ring. You know, that's the scary thing that happens in the game. So let's look that up in here. Alright, heroes don't die immediately when they suffer wounds equal to life. Instead, they enter a stage called Death's Door. Anytime a hero suffers any wounds, roll the die. Instead, if you roll a skull, so it's a 30% chance. There's 3 skulls on this dice. Did it suddenly become a lot more orange in here, or am I crazy? Did it suddenly become a lot more orange when the Death's Door thing came on? Maybe I'm just crazy. No autofocus? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Then this guy would push himself, but he has nowhere to push himself to, so he just stays here. Okay, but now on the plus side, it's just us from here on out. So we have the Crusader, who is going to... He's going to go the long way around, maybe? He's going to go here. I mean, we have to also kill this guy. This guy has no damage on him, but that's where the Highwayman comes in. How do the spaces work? Can I kick out another character, or can I just not enter it? Let's look. They must use their next action to move out. Okay, so we're just gonna, we're gonna move here, and then we're gonna do the Inspiring Cry on ourselves, mostly just to reduce our stress. Oh, we don't even need to roll for it. So we just reduce our stress. And then we also put up the torch one. Let's go. You'll love to see it. Okay. We then go to the Bounty Hunter, who's gonna lose a debuff. And then he's going to, for his first 2 actions, he's going to move into here. And then we're going to mark this guy for death, I'm thinking. So that's going to buff us for 2 turns. Oh, we have to roll. We need to roll a 9 or lower. We actually miss. So that makes that a bit easier. But then we do heal 2, which takes us off of Death's Door. You love to see it. You love it. It's a little bit spooky. We then go to the Highwayman, who is going to... I think he's going to move into here. He's looking pretty okay for health. And then we're going to open vein on this guy. So we need to roll a 9 or lower. We rolled a 7. So we're going to deal 5 damage to this guy. And we're going to give him 2 bleed for 2 turns. Which means no matter what, even if we don't talk to this guy again, he does die on his turn on the 4th round. So the combat is set. Now it's just about like trying to heal. So we can't do everything. We can't do a Divine Grace twice, but we can do a Divine Grace against the Bounty Hunter. So that's going to be an accuracy of 12. We crit on a 3 or lower. A 5, that's okay. We still we take it. We take the healing we can get. And then I think we're also gonna... We can move into here, which I think is fine. Okay. We now go to round 3. I would love to get one more heal on the Bounty Hunter, just to get his health down. No matter what, the Bounty Hunter is going to get one more turn. All right, so Crusader's going to go. He's moving here, and he's doing another Inspiring Cry. Just get that stress down, brother. There's nothing to be stressed about. Over here, we have the Bounty Hunter. How much do we risk it? How much do we risk it? So we can mark this guy. Mark him for death. I think we're going to do that. Prep for the next battle as well. We do hit this one. 9 was the accuracy. So we're going to mark him for 3 turns. We're going to debuff him for 2 turns. He'll be dead before then. And then we're also going to buff ourselves for 2 turns. And that's going to be a heal 2. So now he's at 7, so he's at half health. This is probably good enough that we can look at finishing it here, assuming it's not us next, but it is him. So this guy is again going to do a rushed shot. So he's going to target the Highwayman. He's going to move in here, and he's going to attack this guy for he needs to roll 5 or lower. He missed. That's awesome. Oh, he also took 2 damage at the start of his turn. So I think now we can potentially just ignore him, right? We can just, like... just kind of, like, wait it out. We can go, like, 1, 2. There's no treasure chests. Because then we can go to the Vestal. And the Vestal actually might be able to just finish this. So we're going to do Divine Grace. We would love to get a crit here. We don't, but we still heal 3. Yeah, okay, now this is really comfortable. We're going to try to kill him. Do we have a ranged attack that can do that? Yeah, Dazzling Light can. Oh, yeah, Dazzling Light. That is actually also a crit. So we reduce our stress here, and then he is dead. Okay, that is a successful combat. Just had another disease hit our Bounty Hunter, who is certainly looking worse for wear. But that was a successful combat, and only 20 minutes this time, so that's a win. That's a win. Okay. All right, so we're going to be removing the Cultist Acolyte, the Maggot, and the... and our good friend, the Rifleman. They're gone. They will not be returning for... They're not going to be in Rush Hour 3. They're not. They're just not going to be in Rush Hour 3. The Bone Rabble, however, will be shuffled back in. And then we will clear this room. So we've earned 1 experience, at least. Okay. So now the downside is, because... because we have no reason to scout, we're going to have to roll... each character is going to have to roll 2 of these dice. Which isn't awesome. It notably is not what we would call in the biz as awesome. But I don't think there's a reason for us to not, right? We just have to keep going. We also could retreat out of the dungeon with 1 experience, because we get 1 experience for every 2 rooms cleared. But I would love to at least make it up to this empty room up here. Notably, though, you do not heal stress and health damage once you are through the dungeon. You need to, like, do it the hard way. But we're gonna just keep moving, I suppose. So everyone now has to roll 2. So we're going to this Curio room, which we're gonna have another battle. All right, Crusader, give me 2 blanks, please. All right, so we're gonna lose a torch. And there's rubble. So we're gonna suffer 1 damage and a stress. That's okay. That's totally fine. Bounty Hunter, who's doing great, is hungry, so that means he's going to bleed for 4 turns. Bleed 1 for 4 turns. There's always 1 in the party, isn't there, in this game? There's always 1. Oh, I guess we only actually have 1 disease. It says max 1, so I guess that's going to go away. How do you get those things? Quirks. Okay. Hey, rulebook, stand back up. Stand back up. And then there's also a trap, which is consume a tool or roll an attack against you. So this needs to roll a 7 or lower. Let's go! We dodged the trap. Get up, rulebook. All right, so those are done. We now go to the Highwayman, who has 2 rubble, so he's going to get 2 stress, and he's going to take 2 damage. Then we go to the Vestal. I would love 1 blank here. Oh, it's 2 traps. All right, so this is going to be, they need to roll 8 or lower twice. First one is a 7, yep. So we're going to take 2 damage. We're going to take 4 damage. That's something for her to do, right? Well, the downside is now we are in an attack. We're in a dungeon room. And I would like that healing fountain again, please. That seems pretty nice. Not gonna lie. This is probably worth a bandage, by the way, to heal the bleed on our bounty hunter. Funnily enough, no one's been hungry. We got the healing fountain again, but in the nature of good fun, we are going to mulligan. Torture chamber. Yeah, that sounds like where we want to be. That sounds a lot more fun than the healing fountain, right? The torture chamber. So everyone starts in here. All right, well, now for my new favorite part, which is seeing what monsters show up. Because this is really fun. Okay. We have a Weber. So this guy is in the back, and he is small. Does he have spikes on his ass? Nah, he's just a guy. So he's going to go here. We also have a Cultist Acolyte, who is also going to be in the back. We got another stress one, who's going to go there. We also have 2 treasure chests, notably. Oh, we have 3 treasure chests. Okay. We have a Cultist Brawler, baby. He's up front, and he is ready to fight. He's 11 health. He also can cause bleed, my favorite. And then we have a Madman, who is one of my least favorite enemies in the game, but he's luckily also up front. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So heroes in this area cannot be healed, which you cannot see where I'm pointing. But in the room we're starting in, heroes cannot be healed. So we're going to want to move out when we can. All right, I would love the first attack, please, game. Give it to me. Just give it to me. Give me the first attack. It's me! All right, Crusader. What do we do here? So we obviously move in because all of our attacks are close combat. So our first one is going to be to move into this location. What that does then is we have no unholy enemies here. So notably, all of these enemies are going to be wiped after this because the Necromancer, you know, wants them. We can stun somebody. The Madman has great dodge, so we need to roll a 7 or lower against him. I think we're going to go against the Brawler, so we're going to attack him for 4. We need to roll a 9 or lower. We rolled a 3, so it's not a crit, but we are going to deal 4 damage to him. 4 damage to the Cultist Brawler, and we are going to stun him. He has resistance to stun. Did I want to take that back? And that, I mean, I think, yeah, we're going to rewind on that because I always forget that there's these resistances here. So we're not stunning because that's poopy. I think we're just going to attack the Madman. We need to roll 7 or lower. We rolled a 3, so we're going to deal 7 damage to him. Get that stress incantation out of here. All right, next card is an enemy. Honestly, I kind of love to see it. I don't like the idea of there being multiple turns where an enemy's going a row and we don't get to go. All right, so this guy is in the front. So he's going to do a Rend for the Old Gods. Closest, which is 1. So that's going to be this guy. So then we're going to move. We can move like here and have him attack. So he needs to roll an 8 or lower. He rolled a 10, so he actually misses. Dodge noise from Darkest Dungeon here. This guy's going to go. So he's in the shield, so he's going to roll. He rolled a 4, so he's going to do Doomsday, the most crowded area, which is here. So he doesn't need to move for it. He just needs to roll a 10 or lower. If he roll a 10 or lower, sorry, well, 9, 10. So he hits all of them, and everyone just gets +1 stress, but no damage. You love to see the Bounty Hunter almost done. Almost done. Another enemy goes, the Cultist Acolyte. She is in the range, so she is going to roll a die. She rolled a 3, so she's going to do number 1. Stressful Incantation, most stressed. So she's going to move here, which is admittedly not great. And then she's going to attack. She needs to roll a 9. She needs to roll an 8 or higher. Oh, it's cocked. Let's roll again. 2. She doesn't crit, but we are going to take 1 damage, so it's going to put us at 5. And our stress is going to go up, and our torch is going to go down. Okay, so we have now hit... we have now hit peak stress. So let's just look at that. All right. All heroes start with 0. When a hero which they resolve is tested, you can draw them to despair or boost their willpower on a roll of 1 to 2. So we want to roll a 1 or a 2 here. Please, for the love of all that's holy. That was off the board. 5. All right. So we get an affliction. Fearful. To start a turn, roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, it gets +2 stress. Now, this guy's stress goes back down to 0. If it hits 10 again, he is killed. They have a heart attack. Okay. No damage, though. Hey, let's have all the heroes going, all the villains go in a row, huh? All right, so this guy is in the range, so he rolls for all of these. So he rolls an 8, so he's going to do the second attack, Bite. Marked closest. No one's marked. The closest is that guy. He actually cannot move into that space to attack him, so he just won't move then, because if he moves in here, he gets kicked out. He can't move into that space. No, there's room. This is a 4. This is a 4. Okay. So he's going to attack. He rolls, he hits on an 8 or lower. He misses. All right, perfect. So notably, this spider is actually small, so if we move someone else in there, we actually kick them out, which is really helpful. All right, Bounty Hunter. We're going to roll a die on a 1 or 2. 7, so his thing does not go up. We do lose a buff, though. And then we're going to move... Well, I mean, we are going to move in here. And then we're going to... Spider has 5 health. We try to attack the Madman. We only need to deal 3. So we're going to do the uppercut against the Madman. We need to roll a 7 or lower. It's not great. We do hit, though. We don't crit, but the Madman is dead. And I'm actually pretty happy that the Madman is going to be removed from the deck because of the Unholy. Alright, so those move in. Okay, and those guys have all gone, but the Bounty Hunter is done. Sorry. Highwayman. Alright. We can do some damage here. Highwayman's looking pretty comfortable. We can just shoot in. We can't kill anything. Okay. We're going to shoot at, I think, the spider. Get some damage off the board. We're going to shoot with our pistol shots. We need to roll an 8 or lower. That's a 10, so we whiff. We're going to take a tracking shot, and we're going to shoot at, I think still... We're going to shoot at the spider again. We do hit, so we're going to deal 2 damage to the spider. But then we're going to buff ourselves for 3. All right, and then we go to the Vestal, who's going to start with the Divine Grace, targeting the Bounty Hunter. So we crit on a 3 or lower. That's a 7, but we do hit and we do heal 3. All right, and then we're going to do a Judgment, I think. We actually hit on a crit on a 4 or lower. We're going to do Judgment. I could also try to stun. Yeah, I think we're actually going to target you, because it's a range of 1, and we're going to attack for 8, crit on a 2, 4. So we're going to deal 2 damage, and we're going to stun the Cultist Acolyte. Shunk! Go like that. Perfect. Okay, on to round 2. So certainly not a round 1 compared to our last round 1, but it's definitely not going, like, terrible. It's definitely not going terrible. The Bounty Hunter is kind of in the pits. Not gonna lie there. The Bounty Hunter is kind of in the pits. Alright, let's see what we got. The Brawler. So this guy's still up front. He is going to do Rend for the Old Gods, closest at a range of 1, so it's going to be him. Attack for 8, crit on a 1. He hits a 2, he does not crit. So he is going to do 3 damage. Bleed 1 for 3 turns. And debuff for 2 turns. And +1 stress. Okay, sounds good. Alright, who's next? It's another enemy, you say. The Cultist Acolyte, she is stunned, though. That's nice. Okay, that's good. Alright, we have the Crusader. Alright, how do we want to do this? We could attack you. We hit on an 8 or higher. It kills you if we hit. We could then do like an Inspiring Cry. Is not terrible. So we're going to do that. We do hit. So she is dead. She takes 7. And she is gone, which is going to also remove her. So we've removed, I think, 2 of those. 2 cultist acolytes from the pool. We're going to be having I mean, there's a lot of enemies, but we are going to have a lot of unholy skeletons assuming we get to the second half of this campaign. All right, so that's going to move the Weber up here. We have 1 action remaining, so I could Stunning Blow the spider. It will kill it. Oh, sorry, I took 1 damage from the bleed. In that case, you know what, I think I am going to do the Inspiring Cry instead, then I just don't take the damage, I lose the stress, and I get +1 torch. Our dodge, oh, I keep forgetting about the dodge on heroes on that, so we actually have like a better chance of being okay. Alright, but let's see who's next. It's the Bounty Hunter, and the Bounty Hunter is honestly out for blood. The Bounty Hunter is going to roll the die. The Bounty Hunter's fear is going to go up by 2. Couldn't have got that for when our resolve was tested, huh? The Bounty Hunter is going to... I think we're going to mark him for death, so we need to roll a 10 or lower. We did it, because this guy doesn't have dodge. So we go 10 or lower. So we're going to debuff him for 2 turns and mark him for 3 turns. That's great. We then have an action left. I think we just killed the spider. We're going to attack the spider, finish him. We need to roll an 8 or lower. We rolled a 1, which is a crit, so we're actually going to reduce our stress by 1 and his stress by 1, and we kill the spider. Let's go. That means that they don't get another action this turn, which if you've played Darkest Dungeon is always a great thing. All right, next up is us. We got the Highwayman. He's going to move in here. He has a, sorry, he can move 2, so he can go 1, 2. I think we're actually going to open up the treasure chest. Whoa, I don't know what that means. Oh, that's either get gold. That's definitely either get gold or... or roll for a provision. I think we want the gold. Now we roll the 2. I'd rather take the provision. Just saying. Okay. Enemy, not here. We go to the Vestal. So the Vestal is going to definitely move into this location. And then I think the Vestal is actually going to heal... You know what? I think we're actually going to rain Judgment down. We're going to rain Judgment on him, I think. No, I think her healing is more important. We're going to do a Divine Grace targeting her. She is going to heal 3. All right. Very comfortable. Okay. We now go to round 3. Round 2 was pretty clean. And we have 4 actions to his 1. So hopefully he's like somewhere in the bottom, if not the middle. Just please don't be on top. All right, Crusader. So Crusader's going to move in here, and then we're going to do a Smite, my favorite attack in the game. So we have a 9 to... We need to roll a 9 or lower. We missed! We rolled a 10. We rolled a 10. What's next? All right, the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter's got the juice, though. So the Bounty Hunter is going to finish him. We're going to attack... We need to roll a 9 or lower. We rolled a 9, so we're going to deal 6 damage to this guy. That means he has 5 health remaining. Love to see another hero here. Yeah, okay. So we're actually going to do a pistol shot. So we roll on... We crit on a 2, hit on a 9. We hit a 4, So we're actually going to deal 7 damage, which is enough to send this guy to the pit. He is defeated. Trinkets and baubles. Alright, he is gone for good. See ya, brother. Okay, so now we go to this mode. I can remove this. And I think we just try to finish this off, right? Don't know if we want to do another room. Even though everybody's looking pretty good, I'm okay with just like going to this other one up here and calling it. So we're going to move up here and we're going to roll some dice. All right. Hey, what are you guys doing over here? You guys need to be up over on this. All right, so let's roll our 2 dice across the table. Crusader rolled a blank and a torch. Empty torch is +2 stress, -1 torch. Bounty Hunter. Oh, did I miss a roll on the Bounty Hunter's turn? I think I did. Yeah, he rolled a 7. He's fine. All right, so we have rubble, but we also have a hunger, so we can consume a food, no problem. So we're going to get a stress and then 1 damage. Highwayman. He's found a curio. We don't have a torch to spend, so we're going to have to just draw and resolve the curio here. Suit of armor. An antique suit of armor stands. You examine the helmet, it clams shut, trapping your finger inside. You manage to break free, but your carelessness has resulted in an oncoming fever. So he gets +1 stress. It's +1 stress. He gets one of these cards, which is going to be Resolve, Tested, Virtue Chance -1, Mercurial. Bleed 1 for 3 turns. And then a disease, which is lethargy. When you move, you take a damage equal to your hero level. Oh my god. Okay, we want to get rid of that. We want to get rid of that yesterday. Now we go to the Vestal, who is going to take a trap. So this is 8. Misses the trap. Trap dodges. But we are going to be hungry, so we're going to consume a food. Okay, and now, as you can see, we are going to move up here now, because this room can be cleared, which means we got to do all of that again. All right, Crusader. Torch down, 2 stress. Very spooky walking through here, and there's rubble, so we're going to take a damage. And stress up 1. Perfect. You know, stress is nice and high. That's where we like it. Bounty Hunter. We'll just take 2 damage. Not terrible. And then we're going to go to the Highwayman. He's going to take 2 damage, and his resolve is tested. You love to see it, TBH. So he's going to go to 6 damage. And his resolve is tested, so he actually needs to roll a 1. Come on. 4. Alright, so his affliction is selfish. At the start of turn, 1 to 4 consumer provision. Perfect. Just as we love it. And then we go to the Vestal, who is going to take 1 damage, suffer stress, and then is going to get a curio of their own. I think I'm going to use this time to also just heal this bleeding. I actually don't know if we need to use that. We'll find out. Okay, curio. Stack of books. A stack of literary treasures in unlikely locations filled with worry and some selfish thoughts. You're relieved to find a trinket. You've rise to your feet, your confidence boosted, and your morale lifted. So we get 1. So we're going to get 1 stress. We're going to get one of these, which is going to be Shocker. Whenever you get a crit, you're going to stun yourself. That makes sense. Luckily, she doesn't seem to get attacked too much. We get buff for 2 buff. But we also get a Curio. And this Curio is none other than Warrior's Cup. Accuracy +2 when in the defense position. And then so when you use it, you have to flip it to this side, then you have to use it another time. But we also can give this up. So it's just -1 accuracy on the other side. So we can actually give this to the other guy. Okay, but we do make it to this room, so we clear it. And that is now the 4 we need. And I think this is a pretty safe time for us to retreat out of the dungeon. So let's see how that goes. Okay. So shuffle back in their respective decks all discarded trinkets, curios, quirks, diseases, room cards, etc. All conditions are removed and the light goes up to 5. So the bleed goes away. The buffs go away. The debuff and the bleed go away. Okay. Afflictions and virtues are reshelved from their decks and replaced by negative and positive quirks. Okay. So this selfish becomes infirm. Whenever you're healed, you heal 1 less. And this fearful becomes off guard. Whenever you take damage, +1 stress. Ay caramba. Ay caramba. So no life or stresses, but I do imagine we get a flip back into that one. It's a normal one. So we also can spend these to heal a stress, which I think I would love to. I think we'd love to heal 1 stress on you, and I think we'd love to heal 1 wound on you with these provisions we did not use. Okay. So we can also save the game at this point. Okay, we are now in the Hamlet phase. So let me get the Hamlet on screen, if it fits. Close enough. Alright, here's our Hamlet. Alright. So we're going to draw a Hamlet event card. Because we're going to do some stuff. You know, there's a lot of game in this box. The combat's, assuming I'm doing it right, the combat's really fun. I actually like it. It feels very much like a Darkest Dungeon in a non-2D line sense, which I think is really cool. I think that's really neat. All right. Hamlet event. Gypsy Trail. Back then, the villagers sought to drive the gypsies away from their lands. Now they only pray that they stay some more. Heroes gain +5 money when selling trinkets. So that means we also have 2 days within the Hamlet before we have to leave. So the next thing we do is we roll for the caretaker, and he's going to fill a space. But I think what we want to do is I actually want to read what all of these locations do. All right, the survivalist is gain a provision die for 1 money. The tavern is -3 stress for 1 money, -6 stress for 3 money. I have to look to see if we actually do. I'm just going to leave these guys on their red for right now. But I imagine we have to like re-earn the negative thing, right? So the sanitarium is heal 3, heal 10, remove a disease. The Abbey, we can remove quirks, which I think we want to do. I think we want to remove some quirks. The Graveyard is gain a virtue for the next quest, but notably the Graveyard is gone because of the Necromancer. The Guild is upgrade a level 1 hero card, upgrade a level 1 skill card. Seems fun. Oh, we actually were resistant to stun ourselves, so we should have been able to take an extra action over there. Blacksmith, use one of the hero's skills as level 2 form for the next quest only. Interesting. And the Nomad Wagon is reveal 3 level 1 trinkets. And then we also have the Stagecoach where we have 2 waiting heroes. Okay. So what we do is, how it works is we get to spend our days. By stance order, aggressive to support, we can visit spaces. Notably, the Caretaker is going to stop at one of the spaces, which is going to be the Survivalist for the first day. The Caretaker, who you can see, is going to block the Survivalist location. Okay? So then by stance order, we can visit various buildings. Okay. And we also have, 22 gold that we can spend. We can upgrade a building for 20 gold, which I don't think I'm going to do. I don't think we're going to do that. And we get to do this. So we can only take one of the available choices each day. So where do you want to go, my friend? What does the level 2 Crusader look like? So he's resistant, so he gets a bunch more health, and he gets 1 dodge, and he gets to increase his resistances to also include push. But we also can upgrade abilities to be better. Interesting. We don't have any quirks we need to remove. We have 5 HP, which is not like a lot of damage on us. But I'm kind of in the idea, if I know where here they are. I put them over here. Okay. So we can upgrade. So we go to Inspiring Cry 2, which heals another hero as well. That's nice. Also reduces stress on another hero. That is kind of sick. We also have the Smite, which just increases the damage a good amount. I think our damage output is pretty okay, but it does deal +2 damage to Unholy, so we're going to want to get that eventually. And then our Stunning Blow just increases the damage. You know what? I think we are going to send him to the guild, and he's going to spend 1 gold to upgrade the Inspiring Cry to level 2. I think we want that. I think we want that. All right, you, the Bounty Hunter, I think you're going to move to the Sanitarium, and you're going to spend 1 to heal 3. I think so, anyway. Let's do it. The Highwayman is going to go up here. We're going to spend 5. It is a lot of our money, but we're going to remove 2 of these quirks because I do not like them. We have these diseases we got to get rid of, too. The Blacksmith and the Nomad Wagons can each be upgraded for 10 gold, but I don't think we're going to do that. I guess I'm going to go to the tavern, pay $1, and drink. And we're going to have a drink and reduce our stress by 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that was day 1. In day 2, oh, we also could use our Hamlet abilities, which is Scout Ahead, 6-turn buff. Interesting. Reduce 9. But we could chant as well. That seems fun. Okay, that's all right. Let's see. Well, let's see where the Caretaker is going to the tavern. So we can't do any more stress healing. All right, you. How do these trinkets work? What do they cost? So we can buy a trinket for 4 gold. I think I also could go to the sanitarium and heal 3 of our damage. Just get us to like a slightly... Actually, no, we probably want to do that with the Highwayman. I'm kind of down with the Highwayman maybe getting a buff, though, because we want to buff somebody here. Because only one of us can visit the guild. Oh, but we also want to remove a disease. Oh, we also want to remove a quirk. There's a lot of things we want to do here. Honestly, I think he's going to go to the survivalist. And I think we also want to give the Warrior's Cup to this guy, I think. Warrior's Cap. Oh, we also get another skill if we level up a hero. That's probably worth it for maybe the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, so we're going to go there, which is going to give us an extra provision die for next turn. Cost us a gold. The Bounty Hunter, I think, is definitely going to go to the guild. And we're going to spend 2 to upgrade his hero card, which is going to give us another action, which I'll figure out the next time we play. I'm going to assume... Oh, no, sorry. Did we want to... No, sorry. This guy... Sorry, you don't get to do that. You are going to remove a quirk. That's more important. It still costs 2, so that's okay. That's been paid. The Highwayman, then, instead... Ooh, interesting. You know what? I think the Highwayman's going to upgrade his hero card. Oh, sorry, no, you need to spend XP for that. We only have 2 XP, so we spent his XP. No, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, chat. Don't worry about it. You have to spend XP on that. You have to spend gold and experience. So these guys each have 2 XP. So you don't get upgraded hero cards. You need to spend a bunch of XP on that. So we all have 2 XP. He has spent his 2 XP. Okay. So instead, so if we had 10, in that case, we're going to upgrade a skill, I think, which is going to leave me with 9. Okay. So we're going to be upgrading a skill. So why don't we look at his thing? And I think this guy is definitely our damage. And I think the Open Vein was the wrong choice. I think I'm going to find a new skill for the 3rd slot. So upgraded pistol shot is just like more damage. It's just 7 base. So he's going to spend his 2 XP. Upgraded... Maybe I'll probably take the Grape Shot Blast. I think I'm down for that. Upgraded tracking shot is just more time and slightly more damage. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to upgrade the pistol shot, right? Just more. It deals 10 damage against marked targets. Hard to say no to that. Do we want to do that? I think we're actually going to send him to be healed. No. That's the thing I just talked about. Okay, so yeah, no, we'll do that. We'll do the upgraded pistol shot. See, there's so many interesting choices to make. And we removed this quirk. We removed that from him. So then the Vestal is going to go to the reveal 3 trinkets, and I'll show you those trinkets on camera. I can do that here. All right, so our 3 trinkets are Stun Charm. When you hit it with the skill, inflict an additional stun. Oh, that seems kind of sick, actually, because we do have a ranged stun attack. And that's -1 to a condition you are causing. Interesting. The damage stone is +3 damage. Whenever you take damage, suffer 2. And then when you hit with a skill that does bleed, additional 2 bleed. Okay. So this one's going to be hard for us to trigger back. Because we only caught, but we can also change our thing. I think I am going to buy this for 4, it was the cost. It's not listed anywhere nice and easy for me to see. Yeah, that'll cost us 4. So we're left with 6 gold on the end of that. So we ought to make more gold on our next quest. So we have quest 1 in the books. Everyone's looking a little bit worse for wear. This was a long video. It's a long game, as I've learned. Things take their time. But I'm going to find out if we need to actually, you know, get rid of cards and stuff like that, or like if these get reset. I'm going to find that all out. But I hope you enjoyed this Darkest Dungeon playthrough. And if you want to see more of it, be sure to let me know down in the comments of the video. In the meantime, have a good one. I love you. And as always, GG's.